Hey everybody, once again, welcome to U.S. History. I'm your instructor, Jesse Lynch, and I was looking at the roster, very excited. I have a lot of returning students. So hello once again to my returners, and hello, let me introduce myself to all the new people, wondering what you got yourself into. This is a very condensed history class, but we will get through it together. Being condensed, we have about 2-3 chapters of reading every week. You generally have discussions due Friday. So if a week starts on a Monday, you have some work due Friday. You have the weekend to finish up some work, finish up the reading. You'll have a reading quiz on the following Monday and a discussion the following Monday. And then we do that all over again. So building that pattern and helps you build routine for yourself and good study habits for yourself to be successful. Be sure to look at the modules page where you probably have already discovered. And every week there is a highlights video. This is your first highlights video to give you the general information of what sort of the summary of what to focus on. This week's all about introductions and getting to know each other, familiarizing yourself with Canvas, making sure you have the right resources in place for yourself, answering any questions that you may have for me. I'd be happy to guide you through that, but also resources. This summer's been crazy. People have lost houses. We've all been affected one way or the other. So there's a lot of assistance through Shasta College to help you out, whether it's just having a counselor, someone to talk to, financial problems, whatever the hoops that you feel like you have to jump through to be successful in class, there's stuff there to help you. So let me help you. Together we can make sure you get those resources. This is a good week to get that under wraps, to look at the material, see what anxieties you might have, and let's work through them together. All the material that you'd have to do, there are no time limits on it. There's a due date, but for quizzes, the exam at the end of the class, there's no time limit to it. So you can go and you can start it, you can log out, you can always refer to the book, open book stuff, and once you press the submit button, just make sure that's by the due date. That's it. Same with discussions. They're due generally Friday and Monday. And then after every discussion, you have 2 days to comment on other people's posts. That same structure, week after week, makes it easier to focus on the material. So this week, you have your first chapter, which I already have been talking to students about getting into the reading, looking at the Americas before Columbus. So that's before European encounter, before 1492, and seeing what was society like before Europeans came to the stage. So there's key concepts. If you see my lecture, I talk about world systems of exchange. That's a good term to kind of guide this, that you won't find the reading, but kind of show what is happening on a global stage when looking at the development of the culture in the Americas leading up to what becomes the United States. But then also how much of an exciting culture around the Americas were really going on before the 15th century. So it's a fun stuff to look at. It's a good place to start off. I wish we had more time to go through it, but this week we're going to get into that. The next week we're getting into sort of the colonies and looking at the Spaniards coming onto the stage and sort of ask the question, why did they conquer these such elaborate, complex societies that we're looking at this week with such relative ease? And there's going to be readings to kind of look at and explore that. And then we're going to get into and move right along to the development of the British colonies and the development of the United States. And then we'll get into the 19th century, the 1800s, and then the class will be done. So before you know it, before a blink of an eye, it'll be over. But we're kicking off this week. This is the week to create good habits for yourself, get to know your small group. Be sure to ask questions for me if there's anything that's bugging you or creating anxiety or whatever you need to be successful. So then in 8 weeks, you'll be done with this class and hopefully have fun and learn stuff along the way. So again, welcome. This is our first week, and this is your highlights video.